body's starting to slow down. And so you have to have a cup of coffee with some caffeine in it.
David, you're on a line. Stay with me.
Energy drinks stuff become just this crazy fad that are just creating a whole slew of problems with people metabolically speaking. I love Red Bull. I'll be honest with you. I like the taste of it, and when I need energy, and I haven't drank it before, I actually really enjoy a little bit of energy that gives me. But I know it's not good for me. It's especially not good for anyone who drinks it on a regular basis. Same thing with soda, Pepsi, whatever you're drinking. Anything with caffeine, because what it does is it inhibits your body to bind to those adenosine molecules in your cells, so that when the day keeps doing that, your body can put on those braces and slow down and eventually go to sleep.
Well, I think I'm kind of lucky. I've never had a Red Bull, so I don't know what kind of effect it would have. I'm guessing it's just super loaded with caffeine. I'm not a big sugar person. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. You've met my wife Marlene, and she drinks her coffee with cream and sugar, right? Well, I drink my coffee black and have for years and years and years and years and years. If she accidentally puts the spoon that she stirred her coffee with in my coffee, I can taste that sugar.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah, when you're not used to eating a lot of sugar, it just comes right through. It's powerful, and you're right. That's a big part of Red Bull. Is the caffeine. There's not a ton of caffeine in Red Bull. There's plenty in there, trust me, but it's not as much as even a cup of coffee. But it also has some sugar, which is it's got taurine, which is also good for helping your body produce energy naturally. So it's got even amino acids that can really help. So Red Bull was actually developed by a salesman, international salesman. He was traveling over in Asia, and he saw these taxi drivers and all these business people with little cups that were just kind of sipping out of them. And he finally asked them, so what is that? What you guys saw? It's amino acids, it's got taurine, it's got caffeine. It was this little small, little insignificant drink, and he tasted it. So it tasted horrible, but it worked really well. It gave him energy, and helped him overcome his jet lag from going over to Asia. He thought this was amazing, and we need to bring this back to the United States. And of course, here in the U.S., we have to add a bunch of sugar, and we have to add carbonation to it, not but the improvement was probably a fairly decent product. Something that really wasn't all that unhealthy for you. But, of course, over there, they sip a chug, a big, 8 ounce or 10 ounce or 12 ounce or 16 ounce can at one time. So, that's the problem. And what we do in this country is we tend to do things in excess. Was caffeine bad? No, I personally drink espresso. And again, that's another myth. Most people think
30 seconds.
We'll continue this. I'll just tell you that regular drip coffee has far more espresso or caffeine in it than espresso does. That's another that we can talk about next week. But anyway, it's been a fun day. We're working on I'm just super glad that we're on the show together, and I know next week we'll have all the camera up, and you guys can hear me talking and hacking any other time.
It'll be much better next week. I apologize, and I know it's been a lot of fun for you because I'm on here on the hot seat. But anyway,
I love it.
Have a great weekend, my friend, and I'll talk to you next week, and hopefully I'll have this thing mastered and taken care of.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, and we'll be right back with our own David Garrett on the law after these brief messages. Don't go away. Okay, David, can you hear me? Okay, all you got to do is hang up. Okay. David? Okay. You're gonna have to speak up a little bit because we're having some technical problems. For some reason, I can't get the phone call into the system here, so I'm Mickey Mousing it, and so I'm holding my phone up to my microphone, and that's how I'm getting your side of it out. So you're not going to be able to hear anything. I'll let you know when you've got like 30 seconds to give the information out. Is that okay? and you'll be able to hear me because I'll be using the speaker side of my my phone. In the meantime, we've got about a minute and 45 seconds. We're broadcasting to a lot of people, and we've had a lot of foul ups, but really just on the phone call part. I've hit a couple buttons I wasn't supposed to hit, but basically, when I get off the air, I'm gonna make a couple of phone calls, and I ought to be able to get this thing hopefully resolved. This what a snafu this has been. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to put you on the speaker on my phone, and I'm going to put my headphones back on. I'll be able to hear you. You'll know when you're back on because I'll announce you back on, and you'll know when you're back on, and then we'll just kind of wing it. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, good. So I'm going to just be a little quiet. You'll know when we're back. We'll be back in 45 seconds. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. It's currently 75 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire. That's down from 79 degrees on its way to 50 in sunny Southern California. But you know what? He's waiting in the wings. Hopefully we can get him in here, even though we're kind of Mickey Mouse and everything today. But we're going to talk to our own David Garrett on the law. Let's get him in here. Just one sec, Dave. Hey, David, welcome aboard. This has been a kind of an unbelievable experience. I've got more equipment going in here than Carter's got liver pills, trying to make this whole system work. But I can tell you that you are reaching out to many more people than we ever have in the past. So I'm excited about that. Hey, listen, I don't know what you're going to talk about today, but I'm anxious to hear what your thoughts are with regard to this North Carolina man, or South Carolina.
Well, that's kind of what I thought we'd go over is Mr. Scott.
Yeah. I mean.
What a travesty.
Oh, jeez. You know. I suppose that barber that took all those videos, we could consider a hero. He takes a picture of a cold-blooded murder, in my opinion. And what was to keep that cop from just making a 90-degree turn to his left and shooting the guy with the camera?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's sitting there blinking away at the guy. Why did he shoot 8 times? Hit before. I wonder where the other 4 bullets went.
Well, I heard one grazed his ear, which means that it was, 2 inches from a headshot, right?
Yeah.
And the way the guy was running away, David, why didn't he shoot him in the leg?
I have no idea. I just don't understand this.
And he could have walked fast and caught him anyway. The guy wasn't running that well anyway, and I suppose it's because of the effect that the taser had on him.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It just seemed like he could just jump, try to get out of there.
Yeah.
I didn't understand this. Yeah. It all started over something to do with the rear view, one of the lights.
Well, one of the lights on his car weren't operative, right? And he winds up dead. Go figure that one out. No.
Before we run on him too much, there's another case kind of similar to this that actually started As I look at this, I found it kind of interesting. It's, let me see if I can tell you when the year was. 1985. And it's a case in Tennessee versus Gardner. It's a U.S. Supreme Court case. And so, you tell me if this sounds a little familiar. When I have this case, the neighbor calls the police out on a breaking and entering into a neighboring house. And so they get over there and they talk to the lady next door, and she says, well, I heard somebody breaking glass on the house next door. There's nobody there. We think they're getting burglarized. Police go over and start investigating the house, and they hear the back door close. Start going heading towards the backyard and see this relatively frail 17 or 18-year-old male, slight build, standing next to the rear fence. And the officer says, "Halt, police." Well, that promptly gets the guy to start climbing over the fence. And the officer plugs him, hits him in the back of the head, and he dies.
Oh.
He was unarmed at the time, too. And the officer was reasonably sure that, the suspect was unarmed. I think he got caught with $10, a few, maybe a purse, very minimal items that he actually took out of the case, out of the house. So this little case here prompts first they look at it to see whether criminal charges should have been filed. Everybody says no criminal charges. And the father of the deceased kid files a civil lawsuit. And this goes back and forth between the courts and eventually winds up in the U.S. Supreme Court, where they get into a discussion of what the police officers' duties are, when he's considered a threat. Now, believe it or not, you got a historical perspective here. Crimes are generally broken down into what are misdemeanors and felony offenses. And there was a law in common law that, common law just refers basically to historical law. The police could use deadly force anytime the person was a felon. And in the misdemeanors, you couldn't do that. Tennessee had a very liberal use of force law that, where did it say? The statute basically said they could use deadly force against an apparently unarmed, dangerous suspect. They can use all force necessary to prevent the escape.
Really?
Yeah.
All
I doesn't say that anymore.
Oh, I hope not. Hey, David, give out your contact information. We've got 30 seconds before we have to go to a commercial break.
Okay, the number is 909-945-5000, and we can be reached on the web at www.lawbbg.com.
And we're talking to our own David Garrett on the law. We'll be right back after these brief commercial moments and talk some more about some of the inequities of what the old law was, what the new law is, and perhaps maybe just theorize what may be going to happen to this police officer in South Carolina. So don't go away. We'll be right back with David Garrett on the law after these brief messages. Okay, Dave. Well, you know what? Tons of stuff, but I have all this new equipment, and we've been working on it, and I thought we had it all.